Why do YouTubers hold microphones like this? Like this? It's a question that hadn't occurred to me before, but if you are new to making videos on YouTube or using microphones for your YouTube videos, there might be some things in this video that might help and they might be fun to try out. I made a video a few weeks ago about how I record voiceovers for my YouTube videos. I just ran the camera and oh my goodness, I did not realise this video went absolutely crazy. I never get this response to my videos. Not only did it get more views than ever, but it also got more comments. One of the comments that came up more than I thought it would was pointing out that, well, why are you holding a clip-on microphone to your mouth? Microphones like this are wireless and they have a clip at the back, and this one also has a magnet so that I can clip it to my clothing really easily. Obviously, as you've just heard, when the microphone isn't near my mouth it sounds quieter, and when I'm holding it there sounds like there's a lot of rustling. So why on earth would anyone want to hold a microphone like this instead of wearing it like this? When I recorded my voiceover video, I didn't explain that it was an intentional choice to actually hold the microphone near to my mouth, and I'm going to go through some of the pros and cons of doing that. So the first reason, let's get this out of the way now, is because you want to. There's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't hold a wireless microphone like it's some kind of reporter's microphone. We don't say to singers or stand-up comedians, hang on, why are you holding a microphone? There's a mic stand right there. Why are you holding it? Freddie, that is not how you use a microphone or a microphone stand. I get it, but there are some legitimate performance reasons why it might feel more comfortable to just hold it with you. It gives you something to do with your hands, and there's also a semiotic working there where basically I feel more grounded because I've got the microphone and you don't. And it's as much a psychological thing that helps your performance as much as a technical thing. We'll go through the technical things now, but I just wanted to just rule that out. If you want to hold this or put it on a spatula or whatever, that's your style. There's nothing wrong with it. So that brings us to the other reasons, and these are why I held the microphone in my voiceover video. Let's go into the hut. Here we are indoors in the hut, and I'm wearing the clip-on mic, my lapel mic or lavalier mic, and it's further away from my mouth, which means that this microphone is picking up room ambience or room tone. The voice that you can hear has a kind of a characteristic to it where not only can you hear my voice, but you can hear that I'm in a room because my voice is bouncing off different walls and different surfaces. You might want that because it actually sounds like I'm in the place where I'm recording this. But for my video the other day, I wanted to perform a voiceover. So I wanted the voiceover to sound as warm as possible. I didn't want it to sound like some bloke in a room. I find that distracting when you can only hear me as a voiceover. I think it reduces my authority. Even if it's subliminally, it sounds different for me to be talking to you like this or for me to be talking to you like this. I think there is less room tone. I think it just sounds like my voice rather than guy talking in a room. So one of the reasons I held it close to my mouth was to reduce the room ambience and to make it sound warmer and more voiceover-y. It also means because I'm holding it closer to my mouth, I don't have to intentionally speak loudly, so I can speak softly and still have the same level of audio on the video. There was another reason why I held the microphone for my voiceover, and I've got something flying over the hut now that will demonstrate. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's a plane flying over. When I was recording the voiceover, I even had my kids playing out in the garden near the hut. Physically holding the microphone closer to my mouth meant that I could reduce the background noise. It means that, again, for reasons that are probably subliminal, that would create more of an impression, that I have more authority in my own videos, is if you can hear me and not just some guy competing with background noise in the background. I also didn't mention this in the video, but while I'm recording, so I can hear Casper scratching to get out, he's seen a pigeon. if you hold the microphone closer to your mouth, you can reduce the overall level of the recording in the edit, which also brings down the background noise. So that's another reason why I'd want to hold this close. Now, holding a microphone isn't the greatest thing because there are problems that occur which you can work around. You probably heard earlier when I was holding it outside, you could actually hear my hand rustling against the body of the microphone like this. Bit of ASMR. But there is something else that I can show you that will explain why I'm wearing a windshield indoors when there's no wind. I'll just take it off. It's going to sound ugly. So we've got the microphone exposed. Now, one of the problems of speaking directly into a microphone like this is that there is a diaphragm inside that vibrates, that picks up your voice. So if I speak directly into the microphone and I use Peter Pepper picked some peppers, you can probably hear that every P and every B, but, Bertie, butter, bottom, every time I have a plosive syllable, that blasts the diaphragm inside the microphone. It's really ugly. It really draws attention to itself and it blasts the recording that you want to make. So I'm going to put the windshield back on and hopefully what you should be able to hear is if I go Peter Piper picked a pepper, it doesn't blast as much. So the windshield kind of cushions the diaphragm inside the microphone from those plosive syllables. Another technique, if you're talking directly into a microphone, is to P off mic. Basically, if you have those kind of words with P's and B's, I try to deliver them just over the microphone, so you're talking over it rather than into it. It still blasts a bit if I've got the windshield on, but if I, thank you Casper, but if I speak over the microphone, I think he wants to come back in. You get the gist, don't you? So delivering it over the mic helps. I'm now in the bathroom and wearing a microphone while I'm doing like DIY videos in the bathroom. It's great wearing it because my hands are free and it also means that I can move around. So if I had a microphone pointing at me, I'd be turning away from the microphone, but obviously wearing the microphone means you get to hear me. What's also good about this is that because there's a distance between the microphone and my mouth, you can hear that this is the bathroom. What you're seeing and what you're hearing kind of agrees with each other. Having room tone or room ambience like this for a bathroom video is great. But if I wanted to record a voiceover in here, it isn't so great because it sounds so echoey. So if I wanted to deliberately sound more secretive or more furtive, maybe I'm speaking about things that I'm doing in the bathroom. I just can't think what they might be, but maybe I want the sound to be more intimate and less echoey. I can reduce the room tone to some extent by holding the microphone closer to my voice. It also means that I can speak more quietly, so that creates less echo, and it just makes the sound of my voice sound more warmer. Here's another situation where I'm wearing the clip mic and I'm in a field and I'm actually next to quite a major A road, so you can hear the traffic because I'm wearing the clip mic. So although it looks like I'm in a field, which is kind of rural and field-like, it sounds like I'm right next to traffic, which is quite jarring. But if I hold the microphone, hopefully you can hear my voice. My voice is a bit more priority in the soundtrack than the traffic in the background. So to me, this seems like a legitimate choice because I want you to hear me in a field and not the sounds of the A3M in the background. I want to prioritise me speaking rather than the ambient noise of some traffic that's in the background of what should be an idyllic field. Casper's having a good time. Maybe I should put a microphone on Casper. So what do you think? Are you maybe allergic to holding a microphone like this, like other YouTubers? Or is there anything here in this video that might actually help you with your next video experiments? Let me know down in the comments, or at least say hi. It'd be great to see your channels. And thank you for hitting the thumbs up or the subscribe button if you've reached this point of the video. It really helps me to keep this channel going, so thank you. And right here are all my other tips and tricks for YouTube creators.